This is Radio Biafra Middle East. We are on breakfast, and Biafra is rising. All right, welcome back. Of course, it is Radio Biafra Middle East. We are live, we are direct, and Biafra is rising this morning. And of course, I welcome you if you are joining us right now. And I have with me on the line my guest this morning, and his name is HAKI SHAKUR. I've told you more about him, but of course, he is with me. He is here right now. Some of you know him, and of course, some of you have been following him on Twitter. Some have been following him on Facebook. He talks nothing rather than Biafra and Africa. And this morning we need to hear from the horse's mouth. He is one of us. He is of Biafra and descendant. And this morning I'm privileged to have him with me. Let me go straight to him and see if he can hear me. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go. There we go. Good hold of you. You are a busy man, and I can see. And of course, I am happy that you are here with us this morning. All right. Your name is HAKI SHAKUR. I don't know if I got this right. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
All right. How do you call it? Just to hear from you.
Well, yeah, you said it correctly.
All right.
It's HAKI SHAKUR.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Most of our people have been hearing about you. They have been seeing videos of you talking about Biafra restoration, at the same time talking about Africa. Now, tell me a bit about you. I'm sure our listeners will love to hear that. Please go ahead.
Well, yeah. Let me just start off by saying, man, I truly appreciate you inviting me on to this platform and letting me speak to the beautiful people of Biafra.
Thank you very much.
First of all, you know, I'm from Virginia. I was born in the United States of America. I'm from a place called Richmond, Virginia, in Virginia.
All right.
Born and raised. How can I put it? I'm a political activist. I'm a historian. I'm an activist for political prisoners. I do a lot of work with political prisoners here in the United States of America. A lot of community work here in North America, trying to free our freedom fighters from behind the wall. This is the month of the Black Panther Party. When the Black Panther Party was formed here in the United States of America, so I'm a descendant of that movement. Of the Black liberation movement of the 1960s and the 1970s. So I'm carrying on that torch of my elders and my ancestors who were freedom fighters here inside the United States of America. So a lot of my work is centered around those elders who were captured by the United States government that we're trying to free here today in the United States of America. And I'm a Virginia boy. I'm born and raised.
All right. I think I know Virginia. I've passed through Virginia. You know, when I was going to Atlanta, I used a Greyhound. You know, it's a bus. I decided to take a bus from Washington. So, you know, we made a stop at Virginia. It was a very cool, you know, quiet place. I love it.
Yeah. Very quiet.
All right. Now, let's talk about Biafra. What is it about Biafra? What do you have in common or in relation with that name Biafra? Please go ahead.
Well, let me just start off by saying that the most common thing that I have with Biafra is the fact that our ancestors, New Africans, you know, misnomer called African Americans, our ancestors in the majority that was taken from our motherland, which is the west coast of Africa. I call it Biafrica. A majority of
Africa. I love that. Africa. That's a good concept. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I call it. I call it Africa. The majority of our ancestors that were taken out of that region and taken out of West Africa, specifically taken out of Biafra land, and the majority of our ancestors were brought here to where I am at in Virginia, and most of the states, where we call them southern states here in the United States, where the slave trade took place on the plantations of the southern United States. In those states, the majority of our ancestors came directly from Biafra land, Igbo land.
Stunning.
So, yeah, so the majority of the new Africans, misnomer called African Americans you see here in North America, the majority of us have Igbo ancestry. And this is by the records. We know this for facts because we have the records, we have the documented history, we have the archives, especially here in Virginia. So a lot of people, you know, if a lot of my Biafran brothers do come to the United States of America, you will see the Biafran culture in the majority and the Igbo culture in the majority here in Virginia, because this is where the most Igbos and Biafran people report to in the slave trade. So we know, like us new Africans, African Americans that live in America, we know that the majority of our ancestors is Igbo. We know that for a fact. We have an Igbo village here where they hold the Igbo ceremonies every summer in June, July. So a lot of the elders that come from Biafra land, Igbo land, that come here, they're helping us Africans, new Africans, African Americans reconnect with our Igbo ancestry. So I know for a fact that I have Igbo in my bloodline. That's the most important part. Is through the horrific slave trade, we know that we have Biafran blood, so that automatically connects us to Biafra land. So,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah. Before I finish, I was gonna say, the second connection is the struggle. It's the struggle of Biafra that I connect with, because the struggle of Biafra, I see the same struggle of my people here in North America with my elders and what all of them went through. And part of that history of a lot of my elders that's in the Black Panther Party who are political prisoners, they have passed on this information. They have passed on this history of what took place in the Civil War between Biafra and Nigeria. And a lot of my elders stood in solidarity with Biafra land when I was just a baby. You know, in the 70s, the 80s, they made it an effort to, stay connected to that struggle. So through that struggle also is my major connection to Biafra, is to, carry on that tradition, carry on that struggle, to stand in solidarity with my brothers and sisters in Biafra land, because we here in North America, we know what's going on there. A lot of my Biafran brothers and sisters might not think that a lot of African Americans in America don't know what's going on, or they might not care, or things of that nature. I just want to tell those brothers and sisters who listening to this broadcast, that's far from the truth. It's a whole lot of us here who are consciously, politically, socially, culturally connected to Biafra land, and our other African ancestors who also were kidnapped and brought into the United States of America. We are very in tune with the struggles there. So that's one of the other major reasons.
All right. That is mind-boggling. Now, listen to this. I know there has been a lot of tension, when you go to America, you see some African America, it's like they have issues with people who are coming from Africa. Then I begin to realize that a lot of lies has been told in the past. You understand what I mean? Now, people don't know who they are, their connection, or where they come from. Now, how long has this lie has been going on?
To be honest, since forever, since the foundation of the United States of America, if you want to be technical. And the reason why I say since the foundation of the United States of America has been going on like this, because people got to understand colonialism. They have to understand what happened